for joining us, and we've got another member spotlight here today. And I'm here talking with Michelle Traw from Great Shape Fit Club Coppell AM class. Woo woo! She has a little class. She has a little class pride, y'all. And we're doing a member spotlight on Michelle because she is getting some great results, but more importantly, she is having an amazing, or has had and continues to have, an amazing transformation as pertains to mindset for body transformation. So I wanted to pick her brain a little bit, have her share with you guys how she's come to a point mentally where she's consistently putting in the work to get the results that she's getting. Thanks for joining, Michelle. Okay, so Michelle, tell us a little bit about you. Give us a little bit of your background. How long have you been doing boot camp? What were your initial results like? And just give us a little background on who you are.
Well, I've been working out pretty regularly on and off for years. I mean, years and years. I had a personal trainer at the ranch for 5 years. I had another personal trainer. So I like the working out part. I definitely prefer the class environment than doing it by myself. Every time I kind of get away from a trainer, I tend to stop working out, and then pretty soon I'm like, oh geez, I need to move. So I've been doing that, and I joined Great Shape Fit Club 3 years ago. I saw your ad in the newspaper, which you didn't even know was printed. Somebody printed it for you.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
And you know, the class is great, the workout is great. My issue's always been nutrition and caloric beverages.
Yes.
So, you know, when I was younger, as long as I was working out, I didn't have to pay as much attention to my nutrition. And now that I'm into my mid-40s, well, that stopped several years ago. And so initially when we started working out together, I was real up and down. You know, I'd be good for a while and I'd see results, and then I'd kind of slide back to my old habits and the weight would creep back up. But overall, it was still kind of a steady inch up. So, I don't know, a year ago, I guess, we did a challenge, an extra challenge outside of class. And the thing that really helped me was coming over here and watching you prepare your food for the week. Because you laid it all out and I got to see it. And you had been talking about that for a really long time, how easy it was. But when you actually see it, then you realize how easy it is. And so that was a real big aha for me to say, oh, this really is easy to prepare for the week. I just have to plan. And the first several times I did it, it was a long process on Sunday. It was like 4 or 5 hours because, you know, I was thinking and I had to really cook everything and stuff. Well, now I can do it. Yeah, I honestly a lot of times do it in the morning because I have the food and I know what I have to do and I don't have to think about it. It's more automatic. So I can do, you know, 2 or 3 days worth of my food and lunch for my husband all in the morning before I go to work.
Impressive.
So that was a big thing. And then the other thing was, and this is still very true, I have a lot of self-conversations.
Yep. We all have those. What are you saying to yourself, Michelle?
It depends on the day. Sometimes it's, like right now what I'm saying is we're doing this jeans drop challenge and I'm really happy with it. The first week my food was really good. These last 2 weeks my food is kind of slid. So I have this tendency to start really strong, and then when I start to see results I think, oh, this is great, I've got it, it's easy, and then I kind of slide backward. So I'm having that refocus myself conversation right now.
Okay, that's a good conversation to have. We all have those, by the way.
I have to have them a lot.
That's fine.
I have to have them a lot.
Keep having the conversation. As long as you're doing that, that's good. Okay, awesome. So, Michelle, what I've noticed with you is kind of like about those self-conversations. The funny thing about those self-conversations is other people can hear them sometimes. Especially your trainers. They're not always in your head. They show in your actions. And what I've noticed mostly with you, and I concur, I think it started with that spring challenge. You came over, you saw the food prep, you kind of said, okay, that looks like something I could do. You did it. You got some crazy results. It was only an 8-week challenge, And I feel like your self-conversation at that point, or a new piece of that conversation became, I really can do this. Like, yes, I have children. Yes, I'm a mom. How you said over 40? Yes, I'm over 40. But this happened in 8 weeks. Uh-oh, this is possible.
Yeah.
Now what? Kind of like the celebration and the fear all at once, because it's like, I can do this, which can make you happy, but at the same time, it could be a scary thing, right?
Yeah.
But then, when we did the Fit Body Breakthrough, the 12-week class, and you did that, and you kind of got your head and your arms around it again, and made the determination, at least this was what I heard of your self-conversation, it seemed like you made the determination that I'm going to stick it out, I'm not going to go all the way gung-ho, I'm going to commit to changing something every week until it's a habit, and then I'm going to add something new. And you were very frank about the fact that, Concita, I know I could go right in and do all of this stuff off the bat and get great results in these 12 weeks, but I've done that before and I'm afraid of going backwards, so here's how I want to approach it this time. And you did that, and you got results from taking those baby steps. How did that make you feel, and then how did that fuel what you're doing now in the Jeans Drop Challenge? Honestly, Michelle, when I get your food journal now, I'm like, it's almost funny. I'm like, who is this chick? Because it changed over time, but it doesn't look like the same girl on the food journal anymore. So tell me a little bit about how that happened.
Because I reconciled myself in the Fit Body Breakthrough program, I reconciled myself to, I was going to have to compromise. I mean, I knew I needed to change things, but I was going to change slowly and keep some of the habits, the bad habits that I like, aka the wine. And understand that when I did that, my results would be a little bit slower, but as long as I'm getting results and I'm staying even on the downward slope, even if it's slower, I'm happy with that. So that for me is a big deal. So I just kind of approach it one at a time, and just know that if I do this and I stay on this track, I will eventually get to where I need to be. It won't be by next week, and it may not be by summer, and it may be next spring or sometime after that, but I'm staying healthy and I'm staying fit and I'm staying active and I'm on the right path. And so that keeps me motivated, and I allow myself a few indulgences, probably more than you want, but
not about me, girl.
It works for me. So.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing that you said that I don't know if everybody caught, so I wanna pull this part out because it's really important. Pretty much what you said is, I reconciled myself to the fact that there were some habits that were gonna go more slowly, as far as some of the unsupportive habits, changing those.
Right.
And I also matched my expectations of results with the habits to keep myself motivated.
Well, and that's really key, because in the past, if I've not done that, if my expectations were too high, then it's a fine line between keeping your motivation up. Either I get really good results really quick, and then I'm happy and I blow it because I think I've got it and it's easy, or I don't get the results that I want, even though they're not realistic to my expectations, and then I'm discouraged and I blow it again. So it's a real fine balance to keep those two things in check for me.
But you're doing a good job of it. You're doing a really good job of it now.
I'm trying.
Again, that's why you're here getting spotlighted, girl. Okay, so tell me a little bit about what's going on with you in the Jeans Drop Challenge now. You said you slid way back. I saw your week 2 food journal, and it was different than week 1.
Yeah.
But again, compared to the past, to me, it's still improvement from where you came from. So I don't totally agree that she fell off in week 2. That's not exactly true. That's not what happened. But so tell me what you're experiencing with this, what you're noticing with this. Because the Jean Drop Challenge, guys, for those of you that don't know, it's a semi-private program. There's only 10 ladies. In addition to their boot camp workouts, they do coached conditioning,
Which is really good.
AKA cardio, right here in Concita's Cave. This is my home training facility, and it's 10 of them, and there's weekly accountability with the food journals, and there is 2 times a week coached cardio to make sure that ever important conditioning workout is actually happening. Tell me how you're feeling right now. What's going through your head? I mean, we have your vision board right here. We know what she's working on. We know what keeps her motivated. What's going through your head now?
Well, as far as the coach cardio, I love that. First of all, you know me, I love cardio to begin with. And I love the class environment, so this really works for me, and I would continue doing it for as long as you were offering it. Food-wise, I guess I just felt like week 1, I think I got to about 87% compliance with the nutrition guidelines, which was really an achievement for me. And then last week, it was about 82, 83. I think I'm somewhere close to that this week, even though we have a couple of days left. And I just feel like, I guess I felt so good after the 87% that I'm like, 82, 83, I really should be 85 or higher. And some of it is, the problem with the last 2 weeks is some of it has not really been planned. And it's stupid stuff. Like we have Girl Scout cookies in our house. Well, I don't need a Girl Scout cookie, Friday afternoon at 4:30. I really could have done without that one little Thin Mint.
Right.
I had one anyway, so it's those little things that I'm talking to myself about, because I think those little pebbles are what you stumble on more so than slamming your body into a big boulder.
Exactly. Okay, cool. So what can we expect from Michelle now? So how are you going to clean that up? How are you going to get back to that 85%? You mentioned planning splurges.
Yes.
So tell us your secrets. If there's somebody watching this that they're just like you, they're like, okay, I'm a workout queen, and I kind of play around with the nutrition, I identify with what she's talking about, and I want to have the breakthrough she did. How are you doing that?
First and foremost, I'm just being honest. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've thought in my food journal, ooh, do I really have to write that down? And I'm like, no, I'm going to write it down because I'm going to turn it in, and this is how I'm going to get results. And for me, even vocally having this conversation with you and saying, here's where I'm struggling and stumbling, and here's how I feel, having your feedback in that conversation helps get me back on track. So in my case, it's all about admitting and honesty and saying, okay, here's really what I see and what I don't see. And you always tell me if I'm seeing it wrong or it's not as bad as I think it is, but just that whole admitting part makes the big difference for me.
Okay, so you're accountability girl, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So there you have it, folks. Plan your splurges. Get accountable. Get honest. Don't quit. You heard Michelle say it was 3 years we've been together. A year and a half. She got serious. So don't quit. Keep going. And that's it for me, Michelle. Set realistic expectations and match your expectations and your actions. They must match. You want rapid results, you want high compliance. You have some unsupportive habits you're not ready to let go of, then we're going to have a little bit slower results. So those are the things that I hope you learned from Michelle. Michelle, any parting words or words of encouragement or inspiration or motivation or wisdom?
Embrace the bird!